All right. Yes, sir. We back at it. I'm exhausted. I busted my butt at work today. Did it make a difference? No. But, oh well. How are y'all doing today? On this beautiful Thursday morning. Actually, from where I am, it's incredibly foggy. And I actually love that, so. Illinois. What's out in Illinois? Never been out there. Nothing. Well, what if I want to go there to visit you? You're there. Okay, fine, then I won't go out there. All right, today's order of business. Lord business. Yeah, I've heard enough about Chicago, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of forgot that was in Illinois for a second, so yeah. Yes, sir. I'm working on acceleration. I don't know if we'll get around to doing aim assist today, because that's the big, obviously, controller thing, and that's the one that I'm keen to do a few tests on. So that might be something I do like next week or something, but I just want basic controller setup. But basically today's order of business is going to be it's going to be acceleration. So and for those who don't know what acceleration is, controller acceleration is basically the longer you hold the stick all the way to one side, basically, the that'll actually ramp up your sensitivity. Only in the horizontal. I don't know if there's vertical. I might have to go open up a game and just like linear, like for the curves, for like the response curves and all that. I assume that's what you mean. Yeah, so you'll be able to adjust, and I've heard that this is too many settings, but I'm one of those people that like, I'd prefer to give people the settings to work with, and then if they want to edit them, they can. There'll be like an advanced tab in the settings or something where they can adjust all of the settings. Otherwise, otherwise they just don't have to worry about it. They just don't worry. They don't touch anything. But yeah, there'll be, yeah, I feel like most gamers, like the big thing is when I feel like controller players just want to just be able to click play. Like that's the whole thing with Xbox is it's cheap. They can just buy the Xbox for, you know, $500, however much Xboxes run for nowadays, and then they can just hop in and play games as soon as they download, basically. And they also have to get Xbox Live and all that stuff. But for the most part, you know, they can just, it's Xbox or like consoles basically just plug and play. Whereas mouse and keyboard players definitely love to have the settings. So I had a ton of settings in old Onyx for controllers. I'm gonna launch old Onyx, but I don't know if the settings menu will work. Old Onyx has a lot of broken stuff in it, so we'll see. But basically, you'll be able to change the actual stick response curve, and you'll be able to change those between these all of these different response curves. I don't know the right terms exactly. My buddy, my best friend, he was like, man, you're always on PC, blah 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 blah, and then now he's 100% PC, and now he's 100% converted to mouse and keyboard too. He was, when he got his PC, he was playing controller at first, but now he's like 100% gone over to mouse and keyboard, and I love it, because it's just like, yeah, you doubted it, and now look at you. Dude, it is so much cooler over here. Forgot I could do that. But yeah, basically, I need to figure out the actual official names for these. That way I can, you know, put them in the menus. But basically, you'll have this response curve, which I think oh yeah, and you can do so much more than a console. You can, not only can you play games, but you can browse the web. You can browse the web while playing games. Like if you get 2 monitors, dude, that 1300 is so worth it. I've got a triple monitor setup, and for me as a game dev, it's amazing. I actually want a 4 monitor setup. Actually, I kind of want a 5 monitor setup. Now, I'm going to explain myself. People are going to think that's crazy, but a 5 monitor setup, the reasoning behind that is, you know, let's say I'll put this in dark mode so you can see. So right now, this is what I have. I've just got 3 monitors side by side. You know, I've got my chat on this monitor. I've got this is what you're seeing. This is the monitor you guys are watching right now. And then I've got like Discord and Chrome and stuff on my left monitor. But what I want to do is I want to get a 4th monitor for the top, and that will actually be dedicated to the stream chat, because why don't I have 6? Hey, I could do 6. A 6 monitor setup would be sick. But the reason I would put my stream chat up here as well as the camera whenever I maybe possibly turn on my camera during streams again. I used to on Twitch. But I would put stream chat up here, game over here. I would keep Discord and Chrome on my left side. And then my right side would be like research. Especially as a game dev, like if I'm animating or if I'm attempting to do art, I normally have stuff on this screen, but if I'm streaming, then I need to have the chat on this screen. So that's why I want a fourth monitor specifically for that. If I'm not streaming, this monitor's kind of useless. I don't really have a use for this monitor. Maybe sticking like a movie or a TV show on there, you know, having some media. But I do have a 7-inch LCD screen that I was using for a Raspberry Pi project I was working on for a little bit. And I was thinking about putting that like all the way down here and using this as a little media screen. So I would have like my music always down here. That way my music is just always standalone. It's this tiny little monitor. It doesn't affect anything. And then I can just, you know, move my mouse down there whenever I want to adjust media. Man, my face is out there. It's no secret. It's been out there for ages. But to answer your original question, Van, yes, you'll be able to change your curves. So there's this one that I made. I remember seeing a video of Xbox's controller response curve that Halo uses. And I remember like mapping it out manually and like manually mapping it out. So this, in theory, is very close to what Halo uses for their response curve. What is this song? It smacks. A little loud. And then this was one that I made by hand that I thought felt good. And then yeah, you'll have linear. Then you've got your, I don't know if this is exponential. Good morning, frog boy. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. But I don't know if this is exponential or if this is exponential. I think this is exponential. But you've got this one, and then you'll have like a smooth ramp up. Don't know who actually uses all of these, but hey, is what it is. It's there for people to customize. And then you can also use these exact same curves for your acceleration curve. So yeah. So there's that. I think it's clamped to 75 XP. I don't. Let's see what the question mark says. It says, "What's the leaderboard? A place for fans to stand out in the community. The top 3 get special badges in live chat. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. How do you get on the leaderboard? You'll need to collect experience points or XP. Here's how you get them: send live chat messages, send super chats, and super stickers." Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah. Great. I don't know. Don't exactly know what to tell you. Oh. Oh, interesting. All right. Oh, we're just gonna do this manually then. Hey, it could be 2030 something. Okay, I probably shouldn't say in all honesty. I mean, I would hope to get it out somewhere 2020 something. If it's 2030, what am I doing? If that's another 5 years before I release this, what am I doing? Unless I start it from scratch again, which I highly doubt. If I... yeah, that's rough. If I started from scratch again, that's rough. If I start from scratch, then that means either I got a whole entire team of people and we're gonna actually genuinely make it right, or Onyx V4 Gen 4, baby, let's go. Nah, I really hope not. I mean, I would say I'm fairly confident that we will have the... oh, look, this opened. I'm fairly confident we will have the vertical slice playtest by the end of the year. I shouldn't say 100% confident on that because I'm not 100%. I'm fairly confident, though, that we'll have that before the end of the year, or at least the game will be ready. I don't know if we'll actually have it, but the game will be ready by the end of the year. And then it's just working on the menus, which that shouldn't take more than, I'm assuming, 4 to 5 months, just simply because I have to learn all of the EOS stuff and learn how to use it properly. So if I didn't have to learn all that, it would be done in like a month or two. It wouldn't take too long. Yeah, sure. Somebody's gonna make... somebody else, some other indie dev is gonna make a Project Onyx 2 before I can. Anyways, and actually the menu will look very similar to this. I'm actually very fond of this menu. Art wise, it'll probably change a bunch, but layout wise, it'll probably be very similar to this. Oh, look at that. Get 10 kills with a shotgun. Play one. Look at these challenges. They're not like insane challenges. They're actually like possible. Though it looks like I messed up the monthly challenges in this build, because get 50 assassinations. Yeah, that's a monthly challenge. This is V2. We don't touch V1. I don't think I've opened V1 in probably a good 4 years probably. Hey, look at your daily challenges. Play one match, that's easy to do in a day. Get 10 kills, ideally that's easy to do in a day. Get 3 headshot kills with DMR, it's possible. Little harder. Get 5 headshot kills with the burst rifle. Okay, the burst rifle's more common. Just go play SWAT. But it's still a little hard. And get 5. Okay, that's not a daily. That should be a weekly. Assassinations aren't that easy to get. But that's my thing, is the daily challenges are stuff that you should just be able to get from playing the game. Weeklies would be more so stuff that, yeah, you might have to focus on a little. You might have to play 1 or 2 games to try and get, you know, stuff. And then the monthly would be like, oh, you know, get 50 assassinations. Yeah, you get a ton of experience from that. Play 50 matches. Yeah, that's a monthly thing. You play 2 matches a day, you get that monthly challenge easy. So that's the way I'm going to attempt to do challenges. Nice. Oh yeah, it's not able to connect to the database. I miss this. I miss actually being able to have game mode options. I can't wait to code these back in. Anyways, what I was going to show you is the controller settings. So for your sensitivity, you've got all of your zoom multipliers, which these will actually be condensed down like most games. Then you have your acceleration sensitivity. And then the acceleration length, how long it takes to get to full speed. And then you've got your actual linear or your curve. So yeah, you can set this. I never actually let you set controller response because I never knew that was a thing when I coded this. And then there's also some aim assist settings, and those are mainly for testing, but yeah, that's what we had in old Onyx. And I'm going to close that because we don't need that anymore. Anyways, back to coding. It's been 20 minutes and I haven't done a single thing basically. But acceleration, we need to do on tick. Oh my gosh, on tick. It's necessary. That's a quote from a really good movie. A very vague quote, but if you know what it's from, then you're a G. I just want to see what order these are ticking in. I would assume event tick runs before the input ticks, but we'll see. No, input ticks first. Yeah, I've seen it. I've been in voice chat with him while he was working on it one day. That was ages ago. I haven't seen anything new on it. I saw that he was streaming it, but I haven't chatted with Alex. We've got like a Discord server and all that we code in, but I haven't been in that Discord in probably a good like 4 or 5 months. So all of the other indie boys I haven't really been caught up with. I'll probably start chatting with them a lot more once I complete my move. Actually, I just realized that's good that the input ticks before the event tick. That is exactly what I want, actually. So, I was about to cry my eyes out, but actually this is perfect. Yeah, I'm talking about DevDen. I haven't been in there in ages. They've got a new thing where everybody hops in on Saturdays at like, for me it's 5 p.m. but that's when I sleep. So unfortunately, I'm not really able to hang around unless I go to bed like the second I get home from work, and then I'm kind of up by like 3 or 4 p.m. and then I could join those dev calls, but not my schedule. I get on and code right after work, not sleep. I used to do that, but then people screwed up my sleep schedule and now I can't go back. I do sometimes do like half sleeps. So like I'll sleep for 4 hours when I get home, wake up at like noon, and then play games with friends, and then I go to sleep at like 5 p.m. and wake up at 9 for work. But it's not exactly the greatest. Yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna die early. I'm gonna die in my like 50s. I pull 24-hour days basically every weekend that I go down to where I'm about to live. Once I get down there, I won't be doing it anymore because I'll be living down there. But I used to pull 24-hour days basically every weekend. What do you mean that took a dark turn? That's not dark. But I mean, I did a 31-hour day when I went on vacation with my friends. And then I beat my buddy in a staring contest. We were staring for like 3.5 minutes. And despite me being up for 31 hours, I still beat him. Don't even try me in a staring contest, my guy. I'm insane. Oh, okay. Yeah, just hearing that, yeah, that's a dark turn. But, man, it's fine. You only live once. Yeah, that's fair. I actually just stopped drinking caffeine again. It's been on and off for me. Especially working the night shift, like you know, you wake up, you're going against your natural like circadian, something like that, circadian rhythm. Okay. Shut up, Mr. Lonely. I don't want to hear your smart. Shut up. I don't even know what to call this variable. Is that Kesha? Bro's quoting Kesha in my chat. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, that's hilarious. The big thing about acceleration is I can't just check this value and do the absolute value of it and then check it, simply because if somehow, hey dude, I listened to almost every, oh, I forgot to listen to your music you sent me, that playlist you told me about. Whoops. It's in my recently played because I did start listening to the first song, so I'll see it one of these days. I'll probably listen to that on the way down to my new place. But yeah, I can't just do the absolute of this and check if the absolute value is greater than this, simply because, I mean, we'll probably still use this, but we also need to know the direction. Because we just need to check if this is less than 0, and now we also know the direction that we're trying to accelerate. Because if they change direction rapidly, we want to reset how long we've been in the acceleration for. Acceleration time. Oh no. I'm always in a safe place. Oh no. I was gonna joke about putting it on stream, but if that's the case, then oh boy. Oh, that's what you mean. Okay. I'll probably fall asleep. I fall asleep to music So might not be the best choice. The only thing I don't like about this is that this is adjusted by time dilation. I mean, I suppose I can just multiply it by the inverse of time dilation. So if you do 1 divided by this, and then multiply it by that, in theory, that should give us the inverse, and that will just give us the actual delta time. Because the issue is, if the world slows down, you don't want to slow down the player, like the player's acceleration time. You want input just... Not that I think any of my game modes or anything are going to slow down the player, but it's possible. All right, now we need acceleration time. And now is when the code starts coming in. So if this is above acceleration stickmin, that means we are accelerating. We want to run this code. Actually, we want to run this code last, so let's throw a sequence in here. Yeah, we want to take this, get acceleration time, and add that to itself, or add that to that, and then set it to itself. I'm just rambling. It's okay. That's what y'all are here for. And then from this, we just take acceleration time. We also need acceleration length, which I'll just set to 0.25 because that's what I had it in my settings, but this will be a setting that you can change. Take acceleration time, divide that by acceleration length, clamp it just to be safe. I think the curve automatically clamps it, but we'll do this just to be safe. And then we need a new variable of acceleration curve. Just go with exponential for now. Dude, that would suck. I mean, it'd be kind of interesting for gameplay, but I'm saying in terms of networking, I would not even want to think about how you would network that in a server authoritative state. I suppose we were actually talking about that in the GMC server. Oh yeah, encode, that would suck too. Everything would have to be affected by it. Actually, most things are affected by time dilation. I don't think I've coded a single thing that wouldn't be. Because everything has to be frame rate tied, and when you change global time dilation, that changes the tick value. So in theory, everything would already be affected. But just doing that globally with multiplayer would be a pain. Because in theory, everything would slow down, but if somebody has really high ping, you would start speeding up and you'd see the world start speeding up, but the players would still be super slow until their network updates get back to you. So like half a second to a second later, depending on interpolation and whatever settings you have, you would see them start speed up. So it'd be a little interesting. I'm sure you could fake that and cheat that to make it look better, but yeah. it's gonna look like that, and might as well just do this. Well, time to go back to SG settings, and now we're gonna put in a new variable called acceleration sensitivity. This is just gonna be a float. Put that in the controller tab. And for gets and shiggles, we're going to do this as a value of like 5. So JD's and Luneman, we are basically finished. Not really. There's still quite a bit to do. Yes, sir. Get some shiggles. This is a family-friendly stream. Mostly. Bruh. Watch this, boys. I don't even need to test this. It's definitely going to bite me in the butt. Something's going to break. But, you know, I've got faith in my code. Watch this, boys. We're gonna do a couple little extra checks here. We're first gonna check if we are accelerating. If we're not accelerating, we don't care about any of this code. But if we are accelerating, then that's when we run the code, run the check. If we're not accelerating. And we just want to bypass that, because that means this is the first frame of our acceleration. And this is where we set the direction. So yeah, if this is above, that means we're trying to accelerate. Boom. If it's not, then we just set our acceleration time to 0, which means we're not accelerating. If we are accelerating, if we do want to accelerate, then we check if we already are accelerating. If we are, then we check if the direction has changed. If it has changed, then we also want to set acceleration time to 0. And then proceed. Actually, we want to set it to 0. Yeah, we want to set it to 0, then set the direction we're accelerating. Yeah, the issue is I get a little too perfect and pristine about it, and then stuff like this I end up having to copy and paste, and then I get a little OCD. I mean, that's what I was telling one of my buddies. I was like, Epic really is like, you know, indie devs are games made by gamers for gamers. Epic Games really is a game engine made by game devs for game devs. So in theory, in theory, this should work. Let me make sure it's all hooked up. Yep, it is. Now, I don't know if I need to go save the, go. Oh. Yeah, it was working. Uh-huh. It was definitely working first try, boys. Yeah. Totally. I was making sure you guys are paying attention. That's... Mm-hmm. It'll work now. Left, right. Watch this, boys. Ah. Okay, I see. Watch this, guys. We're gonna create a local variable called speed mult, and we're going to set this to a different value. Basically, what's going on right now is if we're just not accelerating, we have no stick input, or like it acts like we have no stick input. So what we need to do is make speed multiplier by default. Set that to whatever this is by default. Set that to that. And then we do a sequence here. And then that should work. All right. That, in theory, should give us... Dang, this feels so weird without aim assist. I literally can't even hit the target. Golly. Also without scope sense. All right, let's test this. So if I, in theory, set my sense to something really low, like 0.2. Yeah. So if I set this to 0.2, you can see, like, as I look around, like, golly, it takes so long to look up and down. And if I look side to side, and then, yeah, once the acceleration kicks in, then I can go, like, to a really high value. Oh, look at me. I've got nice, pristine. Why does up and down feel different? That's because it is different. I forgot to multiply this. I forgot to multiply input Y by sensitivity Y. I'm glad I noticed that. People would have complained a lot. So now, oh my gosh, look at this. That's my circle. And then I can turn to the side and it'll accelerate. And in theory, if we change the acceleration length to something like 5, that means it'll take 5 seconds to get to full acceleration. Who would want that? Not me. But if I hold it there, you can see it gradually ramp up to that full speed. And if I switch directions, nice, it immediately stops and starts up that ramp up again. This is like a cinematic camera. This is where you'd have like some cinematic shots of like somebody's flying over in slow motion. But let's test slow-mo. Let's go into really slow motion. And it indeed works identically. So we made it not slow motion based. Now I need to go set my input back to what it actually was, which was like 2.5. Absolute cinema. Have y'all seen the edit of that photo with Hiccup from How to Train a Dragon? And it's like, I gotta find it. I don't know if that's actually the meme, but that's the version I always see. There we go. I think this is my favorite version of it. Just because it kind of works. His head is very oddly shaped for the body, but that's because it's Hiccup's head. But I love this version. That's my all-time favorite. I see why I went with a value of 0.2 as my acceleration length. Or 0.25, I mean. Because if I'm trying, as a mouse and keyboard player, if I'm trying to spin around, I want to be able to spin around quickly. So that's why, like, somebody shooting my back, I can go and miss all my shots. That's how it happens in game 2. Crazy. Look how my aim is. Like, y'all will see how much different the aim assist makes this. Like, cause I'm trying to make these adjustments, but because of the sensitivity is not being adjusted, like normally when you're looking at a target, it'll like slow down your sensitivity. I forget exactly what value they use for that, but I think it's like 0.6 or something is what industry standard, or I should say Halo's standard is. Golly, my aim is horrible. Pop a shield boost on him. Miss the melee. Alright, you gotta hit him with the Alright, let me go pop up. I can't pick up. I have to use my keyboard to pick up. Pop another shield boost. Hit him with a... Oh, he didn't see that coming. Let me turn around slowly. Another thing I want to do is I won't do this. I might do this on stream, but like y'all know I was like starting to create this debug menu here. I want to add a controller tab. That way I can debug. Like it'll show on screen. It'll show like the aim assist cones. It'll show your current aim assist strength and your current like your stick input. So like it'll show your movement stick, your looking stick, all of the values that are being adjusted from that. That way, if For those controller nerds that really want those stats and can tell me that my aim assist is bad, they can go look at those stats and tell me what to change. No, I'm actually going to open up old Onyx again. So I'm going to go into the editor and I'm going to play with the controller and see how awful my aim is, even with the aim assist. What's up, sunset? I also still need to get assassinations in. I hold the button, it doesn't assassinate, and that makes me very sad. I don't know if that's necessarily a vertical slice thing, though. Oh yeah, no, that's what we were talking about yesterday. There will definitely be there will definitely be like a lot of bouncing to do on that. I hate you. I hate that I can hear it. You know what's funny is with the whole Newt Newt meme, I can't hear Newt Newt. I like every time it happens, I know it's going Newt Newt. Like I know that's what it's doing, but I can't hear it. When I hear it, all I hear is not good. Like that's what I hear. I don't know why or how. I just it's very weird. I'm debating if I want to do aim assist today. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be as simple as I'm thinking it will be in my head or not. This is why nothing gets done on Onyx. I just sit here and kill this dude. Which, if y'all don't know, if you look in the kill feed, his name is the Chunkier Bean. I think the real test of if we're gonna get murked is gonna be when my level designer gets a hold of it, because he's a controller player. Actually, I think he's been playing Destiny on mouse and keyboard. But when Coma gets a hold of it, he's cracked. So, like, I think he murks me in Halo Infinite hands down. My buddy just proposed. It's crazy. Crazy. I don't know. I haven't touched it in like 2 years, and if I'm being completely 100% honest. If I was being 80% honest, I'd probably say a year and a half. I played it when Infection came out, and I played it a little bit after that. But I'm kind of getting good at this without aim assist. Never mind, I say that and then I miss my first like 4 shots. Alright. We're enough of that. What are these errors? These aren't errors, these are just suggestions. Actually, I should probably fix these. Probably just sticking is valid checks everywhere. I mean, I think that's good. We got acceleration done, so I is very happy with that. That was still a little bit of a messy code, but not as messy. Oh, I bet. I still just can't stand Siege. I will never play Siege again. My buddy and I played it for like probably a week straight, and we started doing like meme strats, like hiding in the bathtub and whatnot. See if we could win the round, and that was probably about the most fun I've had in Siege, is just hiding in the bathtub. Bookmark? You can bookmark in Unreal? Why bookmark it when I just go over here and click on it? Yeah, okay. I guess what we should do is go and add all these things to the menu. I don't know if I'll add the curve customization because I don't quite have the like drop down widget for that. Or do I? I might. I can't lie. That's basically what Valorant is like for me right now. Why is this trying to steal my okay. I don't particularly like Valorant, but when I get friends on, I just can't not play Valorant. I mean, I'll tell them no. I can say no to playing Valorant, but like when we get a full squad going in Valorant, like I play it. I don't find it particularly fun, but I do have fun when I play it. Yes. Yes, I have. We've met multiple. We've had multiple of them join our Discord to 5-stack with us, and that was rough. Obviously, only the semi-decent ones. Yeah, I keep trying to get away from it, and I just never uninstall it. And then my buddy Tim, he's like, "Oh, you want to play some Valorant?" And I'm like, "Okay, fine." And yeah, I can't say no. Oh, I also need to set up FOV saving because that's going to be a big thing. No, I'm good. I mean, it's not that I don't want to, I do have fun on it occasionally. I just, like, it's one of those games that I won't have fun if I play on my own. I did when I, like, first started playing it, I guess. But, yeah. Honestly, like, I feel like Siege has potential. And I feel like that's kind of what Alex Rack, whatever. Alec Rack's game was supposed to be a, you know, Valorant, CS:GO, Siege competitor. Unfortunately, it didn't do too well, which kind of sucks. Like, as a game dev, I feel really bad for him. Because, like, launching the game that you've been working on for all these years and having it flop, yes sir, Havoc. But, like, spending all that time working on a game and then just having it, like, basically get review bombed on launch, like, that's, I would not wish that on anyone in the game dev community, because that's, I can't imagine. Like, I've tried to imagine what would happen if that happened to Onyx. Like, I'm trying my best to listen to all community feedback, and especially when testing, I feel like I do a decent job of listening to feedback. But it's also listening to feedback with a grain of salt, just because, like, a lot of people said that Alex's game, or Havoc, felt slow. And while I understand what they meant, or I understand what they're saying, and I agree with them, is that it felt slow, it wasn't slow. That was the difference. It wasn't that the game was actually slow, it's that the animations were slow, so you felt kind of heavy, and it's kind of, someone feel free to correct me if you know more about this than me. It's the same thing with, like, Apex. I hate playing the heavy characters in Apex, because in Apex Legends, because they slow down the animation speed in Apex, so you feel heavier, you feel slower, but I'm fairly certain your base movement speed is the exact same in Apex Legends. So I think all, like, Legends have an identical base movement speed, but because the animation is slower, it makes you feel slower. And that's the issue I faced in old Onyx. A lot of people said in Gen 2 Onyx that it felt slow. I mean, if you actually look at the movement values, you had a incredibly high movement speed in old Onyx. I've actually tuned it down. So people told me the game felt slow, and what did I do? I slowed down the movement speed. Yeah. And I think that was the issue with Havoc, is it wasn't actually slow. I think it was just the animations were too slow. Like, reloading, you felt sluggish. The actual movement animations felt really slow and sluggish, and I think that's what the detriment was. People were saying, oh, it feels slow, I can't play this. The game itself wasn't actually slow. But as a game dev, I was able to look past that. And I gave that as feedback, but I don't know if they ever actually, like, looked at my massive feedback list that I gave them. I wouldn't blame them for not looking at it, just because it was a big feedback list. But to be fair, a lot of a lot of the stuff in my feedback list was exactly what their reviews were about day one, so yeah. Oh shoot, I don't have it to load the settings. Whoops. Load controller settings. Yeah, the gameplay was pretty solid. I mean, I had a bunch of fun playing it, especially when we do like customs and whatnot. A little bit of it was confusing, and there were a lot of options that I requested due to playing games like Valorant and CS quite a few times. I wouldn't say that any of them are my main games, but I've definitely played them quite a bit. And I requested certain options and they wouldn't add them, and those were my biggest issues. But I mean, the gameplay was solid. I think the biggest detriment was that I mean, yeah. Oh my, Sunset, that's funny. I'm just looking at your comment about Van. I'm looking at your comment about the game had amazing potential and all that. Yeah, it did. It had good potential. However, like you're saying, people don't like that's why Splitgate I feel like is dying, is because while to me the portals aren't hard to understand, I also played Splitgate 1 fairly like I played Splitgate 1 religiously. Like I played that thing day in day out when it originally released in 2019. I was insane. I have clips from that of just insane snipes. However, people don't understand that, yeah, the portals take a little bit of time to understand. Now, I will say they've kind of ruined the portal readability in Splitgate 2. Like sometimes I don't really know when people portal behind me, and that was never an issue in the first game. In the first game, if somebody portaled behind me, I would know. I was never confused if somebody portaled behind me in the first Splitgate. So but I don't know, maybe that's just me. But yeah, no, Splitgate was incredibly fun. I did uninstall Splitgate 2 simply because, oh yeah, that's I don't have a lot of the animation systems linked together, so like reloading doesn't actually tell the animation system, like, yeah, it's I haven't fixed a lot of that. People abuse that, just like there used to be sprinting and shooting, and that's kind of actually broken right now. I tried adding it, and I think there's somewhere wrong in my code. I have one wrong line of code, and it's kind of causing it to jitter. Even on the server, it's not even like a client thing. It's just, even on the server, it's not really acting the way it's supposed to. I hate doing those animation system stuff, so I touch that. Basically, I touch one of the things a week. One of the things I had in old Onyx for controller sensitivity, or like controller settings, was you could have a delay before it actually started to accelerate. So like essentially it would be a flat line and then it'd start ramping up, and you could set how long that delay was, but from what I understand, that's not really something a lot of games have, so I just don't have that. But I figured it would have been a nice feature, because you could actually get your stick input for a certain amount of time before it starts accelerating, because I don't know, maybe that's just the point of doing a larger acceleration length. Like if I'm going like this, I can have my my aim, and then it starts to accelerate if I want to later. You know, this without aim assist, oh boy, so painful. Now the big thing, I will say, Van, the big thing about my aim assist versus like Halo's aim assist, I don't have bullet magnetism, and I never will. I refuse to like bend the bullets towards your target, even like even if you're aiming offset like this. Like if you're offset like this in Halo, this would normally hit. I refuse to do that. Like, yeah, in Halo, this would normally hit. Absolutely not. Now, there is spread, so in theory, you could get good luck, and the spread could hit them. But I refuse to add bullet magnetism. Oh, but if you add bullet magnetism for both mouse and keyboard and controller, then it's just the same. It's fair game for both people. Yes, I understand that bullet magnetism is part of what makes Halo feel so casual, because you don't have to be pinpoint accurate with your guns, and you don't have to have them perfectly on the target. Like something like this would still hit. I understand that. But yeah, well, I've actually considered adding aim assist or bullet magnetism. I only considered it for like 5 seconds, and that was like 3 days ago. And that was only because I got my butt kicked in my own game, because I had like jitter aim, so I was like trying to aim at my buddy. My aim was looking like this, and I'm sitting there like, and like I'm missing all my shots on him because I was freaking out, and I was like, he was literally like 3 kills above me, and I was like, oh! And I was like freaking out, and so because I play on mouse and keyboard, my hand was jittering. That was the only reason why I was debating adding bullet magnetism, was just because I was getting my butt kicked. But it's fine. But yeah, I refuse to add bullet magnetism because I just don't think it's necessary. And it also just adds more complexity to the aiming system, and that's just more values to tweak. The less values there are to tweak, in theory, the better. At least on my end, I don't want to be sitting here tweaking values for hours and hours and hours on end. Anyways, we need to get FOV working. It is working, it's just not built into the right system, so I need to get this built into the settings system. It's still using auto settings. I want it to use my settings. So if we come into temp settings and we close this and we show video and we click on FOV and we clear these and clear that and clear that and clear that. Here. No, I don't like that song. As much as I hate it, I actually, or as much as it kind of doesn't seem like it, I actually do get more done when I am streaming, just simply because I don't know, just because I'm actually like, I feel like it's because I'm kind of like obligated to code because I'm streaming. Whereas if I'm by myself, I will end up like pulling up a TV show. Like right now I'm watching The Expanse, and I will just sit here and binge 5 episodes of The Expanse if I'm not streaming. Now normally I'm pretty decent about like not doing that, but because I'm streaming, it's, you know, okay, let's work on some stuff that maybe I wasn't thinking about working on, or, you know, I'll pull open my list of stuff to do, and, you know, I'll be like, oh, this is something I don't really want to do, but this is a perfect thing to stream, and so I'll code that just because I'm streaming it, and I, you know, maybe that's something I need community feedback on. So I actually do prefer streaming. It's just sometimes I don't find the motivation to stream, even though I do find it more motivating to I don't know. Don't worry about it. Yeah, this calls this now. So in the player, in theory right now, if we spawn, we are still 120 FOV, but if yeah, it does not change the FOV anymore. So that's what we need to set up. Should be event graph. Should be right here. Oh my gosh, that's the same one. All right. Where is settings? I don't need this in the pond anymore. Does this break anything? No, it doesn't. Let's go. Line 2 on FOV changed. Stop. And then we can just do... We do this, and then in temp settings we have, we can delete that because we know that works. We can delete these because we're not even doing those. Load video settings. We do this, get OV, and then bada bing, bada boom. It should work now. Save, bop, beep. All right. So by default, it's not going to be the right FOV. But if we set this to 120, look at that. FOV changing. Woo! And then let's see if it actually saves and loads. Oh, it does. However, we need to immediately call set base FOV when we bind this, because it's not calling it immediately. That was the nice thing about the auto settings one, is I could just tell it to call back immediately, but I don't think there's really a way to do that in Blueprints. I'd have to go into C++ to do that, and I don't touch C++ unless absolutely necessary. There you go. Look at that. Oh, look at that movement. Nobody would see that coming. See, you guys didn't even say anything, and I'm already just distracting myself by doing that. All right. I need to get the audio also set up in the save game. So, master volume. Maybe now that I'm doing it this way, and this way is actually way smarter than the way I did it before when I was coding this on stream. Maybe I will do a stream of incorporating settings, and we'll just see about that, because that is actually one of the things on my checklist, which is something I haven't got to, is in the code, is add all settings. And the kind of thing that isn't put here, look, controller support, the thing that isn't put here is also adding the pause menu, because right now when you press escape to bring up like the pause menu, if you will, that's what I call it, or the escape menu, I don't know what you call it, it does not actually bring up the menu. It should bring up the menu that says like, oh, you know, resume. Actually, I'll just show you in here. It'll probably keep the, give or take, the same layout as this. It'll just fit the more like, you know, computer screen vibe. I want it to feel like the pause menu is in universe, because I'm tired of games just having the most bland and boring pause menus. It's just, oh, smack that in the middle of the screen and call it good. No, make it, give it some art, give it some, you know, personality. Like all the menus in this game are like that because it's a prototype. But once I get art for it, I want it to feel like it's in menu, and like I want to have some, like, you know, digitalizing effects that make it kind of feel like it's a computer screen that you're looking into. I want to make it feel like it's part of your HUD. I don't want that to, like, I don't want it like to take you out of the immersion of the game. Once this finishes compiling, I'll show you. There you go. Gen 2, my baby. Look at that, an assault rifle. It's something I don't even have in the current version. Ah! Look how much better the feedback is in the new version versus this version. Oh my gosh. Look at this version of the pistol versus this version. Okay, it's not that much better, but it is better. I can feel it. Actually, let's try this thruster packs. Let's see. Oh, this one had sound effects. That's right. What was I doing in here? Oh, right, I was gonna play on a controller. Yeah, see? Look at that. Actually, I should probably test it with the pistol and SMG, just because that's what I have in. so much easier. I think this is also using the old... Yeah, look at this pause menu. It shows you the map, shows you the description of the map. You got resume, you can see your challenges. You can commit unalive. And you can end the game and go to your settings. Oh yeah, I had this on standard aim assist. I don't think custom actually worked, but the custom is my custom aim assist. Yeah, no, this is using standard aim assist. You can see, like, I have no stick input right now. This is like basically industry standard aim assist. Like, I'm not even, like, if I do this, I just walk straight past him. I get now I'm facing this way, not the way I faced when I started. Though the only thing I never figured out how to fix, which is something I want to fix, is this: how walking forward and walking backwards would cause me to look down. That should not be happening, because if I'm walking towards a player, I shouldn't have to be fighting the aim assist to pull up. Ah! Also, this ability, golly, I can't wait to get this in Onyx, or the new version. You know, yes, I have been asked that a million times. I couldn't tell you. I mean, the vertical slice is going to take, I would assume, at least another 3 more months before I think it's ready for playtesting, like actual, like, public playtesting, and not just like my small little group of friends and devs. Then it's onto the menus from there, and the menus, I would assume, we're gonna take anywhere between 3 to 4 months at least. I have to learn all of the Epic Online Services, like, interface stuff, and that's gonna take a while just to learn it. If I knew the Epic Online Services stuff, or if I was using like the Steam one that I was using in Gen 2 Onyx, it would probably only take me a month. So, like, it'll not take me too long to block out the menus, but to get them 100% functional, that's going to take a while. And then, not to mention setting up the art for them. There's a lot of animations and actually creating the assets and stuff, and I don't quite know the exact art direction I want. I have references, but I don't know how I want to go actually doing that for Onyx, because I'm not just going to copy those references. Obviously, I want to take inspiration. So I'm going to need help doing the art for the menus, which I have a friend who she's done UI and UX. So as soon as I get the menus blocked out, I'll probably, like, invite her over to my new place, and we'll go over the art and just see what she thinks, see what she feels is best. And then after the menus is on to game modes, which includes all of the game modes, you know, team-based, doing all the game mode options, making sure that that's something that we can have fun with. And then after that is Atlas, getting the creative mode back in and working. And then kind of as all those are going on, it's kind of just adding all of the content from this version, adding all the different guns. What was my acceleration value in this? I like this. My sense was 1.5, and my that don't feel right. I guess that does feel right. Oh, I also used a linear curve. That's why this feels different. But yeah, the issue is Onyx will. This is the hard part. Is I am not an artist. I am not an animator. I'm not a sound designer. I'm not a texture artist. Basically, the only thing I would consider myself to be good at is code and sometimes game feel, but I'm not any of those other things. And so that's where I fall short. Now I'm slowly learning how to do those, and that's why I'm kind of coming up with an art style that I feel I can do, because yeah, it's something that I feel like I can realistically keep up, and we'll see when we get to September. We'll see if I can actually do the art for Pathos. If I can do the art for Pathos, great. Then relatively the art style is something I can do. However, and actually, Mr. Lonely, this is something I was going to message you about. However, I still need concept art, like for weapons specifically. Weapons, like, if that's something that you want to do, if you have the free time, Mr. Lonely, I'd be much appreciative of that. Just to at least do a few weapons that we can then model and get in. That way it's not just the SMG and pistol. Golly, my frames dropped in this version. What am I doing? But yeah, the art is the biggest holdback of Onyx being finished. I feel like code-wise, I can get Onyx finished. I would hope in the next 2 or 3 years. I would hope. However, you know, it takes time. I mean, that's why I'm working on all the base systems. Once all the base systems are done, then, you know, it's just adding all the new content. But the base systems is what I'm working on right now, and that's why it's taking so long, because I'm trying to get those right. It's the art that's going to take the longest for Onyx. So yeah, I would say ideally 2 to 3 years, but it's gonna be longer than that, because when you think about it, even if the base gameplay nice, man. Zoning out. What a common thing to happen. I zone out way too often. But yeah, no, the biggest thing is, again, art, but like, we've got a ton of blockouts, and we're constantly getting more, and we're constantly refining them. Or I shouldn't say we, I should say Coma is. And once the base gameplay is there, once all the abilities and equipment and weapons are in, that's one thing. The hard part is player models for customization. Because I don't think I'll ever be able to do that. That's just not something I have in my skill set, is doing player models. But like, the map art, the environment art is going to be the thing that takes ages, because like, doing interior hard surface modeling, that's relatively easy, especially with some of the maps that we have planned. Like, though, that's easy. It's just we need the concept art for the maps, and our concept artist is going through school, so he really doesn't have time to do concept art for any other maps, which is kind of sad. But I'm hoping maybe when this vertical slice is finished and we can publish the video for it, maybe that'll bring in some new people, hopefully some concept artists, but I'm not going to rely on that. But the hard part then becomes nature. I can do hard surface modeling pretty decently, but when it comes to nature, if I'm going to be modeling nature maps, I'm going to be sitting there for months just kind of figuring out what the nature art style is going to be. And so that's where that's where the maps are going to fall short. I don't want all the maps to be all interior hard surface maps. I want there to be interior and exterior and also half and half maps, like I can't remember the name of it from Halo 3, but that's going to be hard, is the nature maps. And we've got quite a few maps that have like nature on it and rocks and whatnot, but it's just not something that's going to be viable, at least for the style we're going with. Like, if I go with using mega scans for the nature, then we're not going to be able to find any assets for interior hard surface that looks the way we want. But if I go with our custom art style for interior, then it's going to make it hard to do nature. So it's kind of a catch-22. It's one or the other, but I don't want all of the maps to be purely interior. I want a lot of nature maps. So I mean, controller's feeling good. I'm happy with this, how this feels. Like, again, I'm not a controller player. I'll have to see how Coma likes this. But I mean, I'm happy with how this feels. You can't pick up stuff, though. Maybe I can fix that real fast. Input, mapping context, player. Interaction. Oh, I have this as a separate mapping context. There we go. Now I can spam the pistol on controller because I don't have to pull it down all the past halfway. And then the only other thing I need to do before I play test this with my boy is so I'm going to attempt to play against him with the controller, and it's going to go very, very poorly. I'm just going to take this code. And I'm going to multiply this. That way we can get zoom sensitivity. There we go. But yeah, Mr. Lonely. I mean, the next gun that we need concepted is the battle rifle, or burst rifle actually is what it's called, because that's basically, other than the assault rifle, which, you know, we've basically already got the model for and everything, the burst rifle is basically the next big requested gun. So if that's something that you'd like to give a go, just let me know whenever you got some free time. Just reach out and we can hop in a call and see about doing a very basic concept. I don't need anything crazy. Basically just what you did for the assault rifle, because your assault rifle one was great. That's still the one that we used as the base for a while. So, but I know you was a busy man. You're working on your own game. You got school and all that, so no worries if you can't. Trying to see if there's anything else that I need to do that doesn't require aim assist for controller. Other than like obviously keybinds, but look at it. I'm surfing. Oh. I'm surfing. Oh, never mind. Oh yeah, look at that assault rifle. Oh, that's interesting. I can't reload now. Does the input take priority? I'm gonna look it up. That's not right. It's saying I can, but I don't believe it. Interesting. It's saying that I can give a context of priority, but I don't see where. I don't know if that's like when I add it to the pawn. Ah. But I don't want it to block. That's the issue. Dang. Well, looks like I'm gonna have to do it different way. I'm just gonna write that down in my notes. I'm gonna have to do that later. Alright, see you later, Sunset. I don't know how long ago you sent that. I've been staring at my other monitor. Mushroom on pizza? As a pizza fanatic, I say yes. I have not had pizza on mushroom. Pizza on, wow. Okay, goodness. Clearly it's time to end the stream and go to sleep or something. I have not had mushroom on pizza in probably a good like 7 years, but I quite enjoyed mushroom on pizza. I'm actually a big olive guy. I love olives on pizza. I love me a good like sausage and pepperoni and olive pizza. That's like it's a very good go-to for me. But I always like to mix things up and try new things. They're a little overrated, but I don't mind. I wouldn't say that they're like a make or break, but I quite enjoy them. Now, pineapple on pizza, that's a disgrace. What do you mean, what? I've never tried it, and I never care to try it. That's just something that... Nah. That I refuse. As an Italian, that is a disgrace. I mean, I'm not like actually Italian, but a big part of my heritage is Italian. Pineapple and ham pizza is... I've never tried it, so I don't really have an opinion, but just the sound of it just sounds like a disgrace. I may try it at some point in my life at my new apartment, but no guarantees. I'm just gonna look through my bug list and see if there's anything that I can quickly work on. Yeah, we also call it Hawaii pizza. At least as far as I'm aware, that's what we call it. Or Hawaiian pizza, but same thing. Yeah, that makes sense. Encased pizza? No, can't say that I even know what that is. Oh, look. It's the boy who beats the living daylights out of me at any time we play this game. I'm trying to learn game programming, so what's your best advice? Oof. Good question. I mean, I would say best advice is to, in terms of just programming, don't be that too. Start small. I mean, in terms of just general like programming. Okay, all right, Mr. Lindley, I don't want to hear it. I'm gonna ban you. General advice is just, you know, if the code's not working, don't just take that as a sign to like stop coding. In my opinion, like, take a break from certain things. Like, don't feel like you have to get certain features complete just because I'm trying to work on, you know, getting this thing done. Like, I have a bug right now where just based off the GMC and how it does like ticking and all, shooting actually happens 1 frame later than it should on the server, and I spent a good hour and a half trying to figure out why, and I couldn't figure it out. But instead of just spending every single day working on that one thing, I'm going on to other things. It's not worth my time to try and focus on it. So that's a big thing. Also, just, you know, in terms of listening to feedback from people, take people's feedback with a grain of salt. The biggest example I have of this is that people told me my game felt slow, and while I agreed with them, it did feel slow. That doesn't mean just jack up the movement speed. The actual movement speed was not an issue. What the actual issue was is that my animations just didn't match the movement of the player. So like, that's, you know, that's one of those things where people are saying the game feels slow. I think you need to make the player faster. The player was plenty fast. The player movement speed was exactly what I wanted for my game, but people were saying the game was saying, they were saying it was slow, and they were telling me to make the player faster. I feel like no matter how fast I would have made the player, people would have still said it felt slow just because the animations were slow. So whenever people are giving you advice, don't take it at face value. Take it with a grain of salt and kind of look at it and think, why could it be feeling like this? All right. All right. I don't want to hear it. I fixed it, by the way, Mr. Timmy boy. I don't know. There's a lot of advice out there, but like, you know, what I'll get you. I fixed the shockwave. Like, whenever you'd get close to the ceiling, it would not show the thing. I fixed that. It was just coming from the player's camera instead of the player's center of mass. But yeah, no, there's a lot of oh, thank you. We've spent quite a bit of time getting it to this point. I'll show you what it looked like in the old version. This is the old version. It's basically the same UI, but it looks a lot more flat. Oh, shut up, Sindred. I don't want to hear it. You know, it's the same assets. It's just, it looks better in the new version because I've done a few, like, I guess you could call it post-processing on it to make it look a little more like an actual UI. Like it's like a computer screen. And that's just something I've just learned over time of just how to make it feel better. Yeah, you know, that assault rifle does look great. I wonder who did make the concept for this. That's crazy. Actually, why am I even looking at it in here when it's literally on the ground over here? Even though this isn't the right model. There's not just a simple answer for that, Elite. I guess the question is, what kind of game are you trying to make? Because both Unreal and Unity have their pros and cons. Now, I'm biased because I use Unreal, but in my opinion, Unreal has more pros than Unity. However, Sindred in chat, he uses Unity, but honestly, for the games that he makes, I feel like Unity is better. Or at least right now, he's working on a 2D game, and Unity is definitely better for 2D. And Godot is also an option. However, you might have to do a lot more setup for Godot, just because from my current understanding of Godot, because it's open source, it is also very bare bones. And so you have to find like packages and stuff out there that people have made to give you what you need. Now that might be different. The last time I looked at Godot was like 3 years ago, so it could have changed since then. But what was the system? Oh, what? Okay, I can't act like I'm surprised. Assembly is crazy. Yeah, Unreal I feel like is great just out of the box. Unity, like Unreal looks, I feel like, better than Unity just out of the box default. But you can definitely make Unity games look good in both 2D and 3D. Unreal is not really suited for 2D. It's kind of overkill to use Unreal for 2D. And Unreal is very CPU intensive, and based off of your materials and your shaders can be GPU intensive, but by default Unreal is very, very, very CPU heavy. And Godot is, I feel like, kind of the most optimized out of them, but again, that's just because I feel like Godot is actually probably similar to Unity in terms of performance, but I'm not sure. It might be a little lighter, but it's also, you have to ask yourself, what kind of coding do you want to do? If you want to do C++ with Unreal, if you want to do C# with Unity, I don't know what Godot uses, or is it Godot, whatever it's called. I've never known the right way to pronounce it. I've always called it Godot. My brother tried making his own engine, and it's a 3D engine, but he's having a ton of fun with that because he keeps going through different rendering pipelines and input systems and all that, and he's gotten it pretty far, but it's nowhere near ready to make a full game. But yeah, I'd say Godot and Unity are definitely better for 2D. I mean, heck, I started in Scratch. For those of you that don't know what Scratch is, these are my early days of. Oh my gosh, there's no dark mode for this. My face. Like this is one of my biggest projects on Godot. Godot Scratch. It's very bad, but like it got quite a decent bit of views and plays and hearts. It actually still gets stuff to this day. Yeah, people are still like favoriting it and playing it and whatnot. And this is my little Destiny Halo ripoff project that I made in this game. You can fly to all the different planets. You can go to Pluto. Add that game to Steam. Look at those ripped Halo sounds. You kill them and it spawns random coins and you go and pick them up. And you can stab people with your knife. I don't even remember how this game works. Oh, it's Q to pick up weapons. Holy, what was I thinking? Yeah, you had different customization. This was terrible. But like I started in Scratch, and that got me into the whole visual scripting thing. I mean, I guess that is technically early Onyx footage. I remember when I first posted the video of that on my YouTube, which is no longer public, it's private. I remember saying in the description, oh, if this gets like 10 likes, I'll make it in 3D on Unity. On Scratch, that's crazy. on Scratch is crazy. I started looking into the whole first person rendering stuff on Scratch because I remember playing there was like a Halo Reach first person. But like, yeah, I started in Unity, and the entire reason, this might be a stupid reason, but the entire reason that I switched from dang you. Oh my goodness. I tried searching on Scratch for Halo, just Halo, and it comes up with nothing. I think their servers might officially be down, but whatever. Man, no, there's this guy who made basically an entire first-person rendering. It was kind of like the original Doom, where it's kind of just one level and you could play multiplayer because Scratch has multiplayer, and it was crazy. I tried looking at that game's code. I could not understand that. Like, he wrote his own 3D rendering pipeline basically in a 2D game engine, and it was pretty insane. Like, I was quite impressed, but I can't find the project anymore. It might, yeah, Griff, you are so right, it is Griff Patch. I used to play the Griff Patch like tower defense. That was honestly fun. Here we go. I mean, there's this massive multiplayer one. Ah, it's so loud. And in theory, these are real people, but I don't know. But no, I don't know if he has any of his first person games on here. Oh, here you go, 3D laser tag, and then somebody remixed this to create a Halo Reach. That's what I remember. Like, look at this. You can look up and you can look down. Like, this is, and this is apparently multiplayer. So in theory, somebody could join. I'm actually very curious. I need to open up the stream chat in another tab so I can send this link. Somebody, if they're available, Tim, join me. Or somebody try to join. I'm actually curious if this still works to this day. Can I change my FOV? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Look at him, he's in here. Oh my gosh, how'd you get over there? My boy's teleporting. Oh, it's E to shoot. I don't know how the multiplayer actually works, but yeah, see, like this is like the OG Doom. Like, that's crazy that somebody created this in a 2D game engine. And I'm having to play this with arrow keys. I wonder if this is playable on controller. It's not. Okay. This is horrible controls. There's no, where's my aim assist? Where's my aim assist, my guy? That's crazy. But like, you see, how do you, that's crazy. I can understand the single layer rendering, But getting multiple layers and like actually jumping and all that, like that's crazy. The amount of stuff you can do in a 2D game engine is insane. But yeah. If you're still here, Elite, I would just say, like, yeah, what kind of game you trying to make? Because I feel like that determines what engine you use. Y'all want to watch an Onyx playtest real fast? I could package this and we could I could upload it to Steam in probably about like 10-15 minutes, and I could playtest it with Mr. Sindred. All right, we'll do that. This will be y'all's first time. Actually, before I do this, let me set the abilities back to random. That's what I always forget to do. There you go. All right, now it'll package. You know what I do? I don't know if any of y'all follow Installation 01. But every now and then I like to come back and just look at some of their old videos and just reminisce. Oh wait, that's, oh gosh, that's crazy. Look at this. Oh, look at that. It's Mr. Chunkier Bean with 17,000 subscribers. That's the guy that we be killing in my game. It's a fan-made Halo game. Dang. Dang, Bean is getting smoked out here. Oh, who's that in the kill feed? Hold on, go back. Who is that right there? Who is that? That's crazy. I was smoking him. I hope he doesn't open up the scoreboard and see how bad I was smoking him. Yeah, this was a fan-made Halo game. This was one of their like really old builds. But like look at this. This game looks like, I would have been so happy if the game launched like this. Like, this looks good. And this is in Unity. So, yes, this shows that it is possible to make Unity look good. Unity by default just doesn't look the best. That is where Unreal shines over Unity, is that just by default with basic lighting and stuff, it just looks better. In my opinion. But like, Savage, I wouldn't call that playing Onyx. I would call that trying to get out of the map. You weren't really playing. Why am I getting videos about how to install a ceiling fan? I'm looking at Installation 01, not installing ceiling fans. Do you remember who it was? I've probably seen all of the...
Not like that joke isn't played out enough already as it is.
Like, look at this. Like, yeah, this looks like in progress footage, but I mean, this looks better than Onyx right now. Mainly because it has art. So, I reminisce. Bean might join and see that I'm watching Installation 01 footage. But like, I miss this.
I don't even think Spartan Strike came out by then, but you know, those were the only Halo PC games. And
Gunmetal.
something
I don't
modern
recognize the name. Maybe I don't know it.
and kind of replicate Halo.
But yeah, I miss this. This was peak.
Hello, my name is
I remember following this when this all came out, and
01. For armor, we currently have 7 different components that you can customize.
yeah.
This includes the helmet, each shoulder, each forearm and hand, each chest piece and pelvis.
This is the art. This is the art I could only hope to get in Onyx someday. I will have to go to a slightly different screen when I upload, just to make sure that no special information gets out. But that normally takes like 2 minutes. So what do you mean, no, testing branch is, I mean, yes, technically, but that's not what we're using for our internal tests. We have a very not a very specific, but we have a specific branch for our internal testing. So whenever the game is ready to go to, or whenever the vertical slice is ready to get play tested, that will go onto the testing branch, and that'll be the official public testing branch, like build instead of Gen 2 that's on there right now. Yeah, we're gonna play a round or two on the stream, and y'all can see how awful I am at my game, and y'all can see why I'm about to code cheats for myself, because Mr. Sindred over here just has absolutely pinpoint accurate aim. No, we're not gonna voice chat. I don't need the stream. I don't need the stream hearing all of our screams. Maybe if you actually play. All right, I'm going to go to a be right back screen. I'm still here. I'm still chatting. I'm just you can't see what I'm doing. That way I don't leak any of my Steam info. This will be fun. This will be the first like play test that y'all have. It'll be chill. Tim, are you still here? He better be. He's probably just not at his computer. What do you mean leaked? Brother, you can't see anything. Oh my gosh, your password is 1234. Sure. Tim, do you want to hop in voice chat? In theory, we could get Coma, but he's not online. In theory, we could get Simon if he's actually online and didn't just leave his computer on. Yeah, that's fine. We back. We back. All right, build is live, boys. You're so stupid. Look at that terrible blocky boy. You need to get a new screenshot. Why are you guys in the testing voice chat? We're not going to be testing with anybody. When are you guys in pizza party? I'm joining.
I've come.
Build is live.
Okay.
Be good.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And clean. Oh boy.
That's kind of part of good, isn't it?
All right, chat. You guys get to help me customize my player for this playtest session. I'm thinking.
Mr. Lonely, you get to choose my colors.
Okay.
I want to be interactive with chat too.
Van, if you're still here, you get to customize my colors because you're my real number one. Sorry, Mr. Lonely.
Damn. That's crazy. That's why I picked Mr. Lonely, because he's the best number one.
If you would concept the burst rifle so Tim can stop complaining and I can get it in game, yeah, I'd appreciate that. I'm dying. We're gonna go pink. I'm feeling like today's a pink day.
I'm pink.
Nobody told you to go pink.
Well, nobody said anything. There's your color.
Let's go. Dude, Mr. Lonely. That's actually a W color combo. I'm actually a very large, very big, amazing Broncos fan. So for blue, and orange to be my colors, I am thrilled, as the kids are saying nowadays.
Dave is the death sound. So Ben is one death sound and Dave is another death sound. I prefer the Dave. You'll be able to choose this is essentially your voice. As you can tell, the main menu is incredibly bare bones. That's why this is the next thing after the vertical slice. Actually, I think I'm gonna go primary colors aqua, secondary colors pink. No, that looks like cotton candy. I'm gonna do like a gold. Maybe do it as like a kind of a light blue. Just call the game Dave. I can do that.
Literally.
And then crystal color, we're gonna go with Tim. What's your crystal color?
Purple.
Zach, what's yours?
I don't know. Mr. Lonely didn't give me a color for my crystal.
I'd say go with
Mr.
like an
Lonely,
orange.
give me a crystal color.
I'd say go with an orange, and I'll go with like a mint green, and then we'll be on.
Well,
Very.
I'm still updating, so.
Oh. Okay.
I got time. Got time for Mr. Lonely. DK. You're number one.
And settings do save now, except for volume. I never fully set that up. I don't know why. I literally was starting to, and then I forgot to finish. So you can set your sensitivity, set your FOV, and you won't ever have to set it again.
Lonely.
In theory, assuming I coded it properly. But all right, what map are we gonna do? We're gonna do not Shroud, not Speedway, not Perdition or Face Off, because those have holes and I don't have death barriers in. Yeah, he said orange, red, crystal color. That's my boy. Well, we're just gonna do Packers.
You said he wasn't your boy earlier.
Mr. Lonely's always been my boy. All right, it's open.
There we go. Orange, red. I'll go like a little deeper orange than my visor.
I'm also gonna attempt to play with controller. It's not gonna go well.
Oh wait, I gotta.
Why is that so fast?
Did you set 103 to...
Why is it shooting?
No.
I guess it just saved from last time.
Yeah, no, this is not it. This is not it. Controller is not it. Alright, back to mouse and keyboard.
Nah. Throw the grenade! Oh, Ben got his first kill. Captain Cake got his first kill.
I can see you teabagging me one.
Getting naded, my
What?
guy.
You weren't even cracked? I had overshield, I was just gonna push through the nades.
You got played.
Excuse me, thank you. Holy.
Dang.
Dang my ping, bro.
The answer to that is people play them with aim assist.
I lunged, you killed me mid-lunge,
That's
it's not
crazy.
fair.
There was a grenade? Oh. Yeah, I remember seeing that now.
Damn! Bro, my
Dang
body.
it. Why do you always know? What a nade! What a nade! That was crazy. Okay, spawn still needs some work, obviously.
Oh, I'm cooked. Oh, you have so much shield.
Dang. You got, look at it. Oh, we're tied. Never mind.
How'd that nade not kill you?
Wow, my tracking sucks.
Get him!
Wow.
Okay.
You know how many times I've meleeed there? You were so far away. Hey, yo!
No way that nade does no damage to you. That's insane.
No, dang it.
I'm sorry, what?
Wow.
Haha. Shoot.
Dang. Still a lot of sounds to be added.
Bro, I'm trying. What even geometry did I get stuck on? I got stuck on some type of geometry in that corner, just by the way.
Oh my. The ground pound is scary, dude.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Get him, dirt.
Hey Ben,
Yeah.
is the knife supposed to spin in circles when it hits a wall?
No. It's in my bugs list.
Oh, okay, but you know about it.
Yeah.
Because I was standing in the corner, I threw it at the wall, and it definitely started.
Wow, I am so bad. You can't see me, I'm invisible. Tim just spams melee.
I know.
I'm actually thinking about what? I'm actually thinking about making melee 3-hit, not 2-hit. I hit you by accident, Zach.
I realized that after you hit me. I went, I was Tim behind me, and I turned around. Sure enough.
Why would you ground pound that?
So I could get up here.
You could have just mantled.
I could do this. Yeah, but then when I float into the ceiling.
No, that's not how that works. You just mantle. You don't have to press it again.
You don't press it again.
It doesn't automatically do it if you don't press it.
It literally does.
No, it doesn't.
That's crazy.
It literally
Well, no,
doesn't do it again
no,
unless you press it again.
I know that. I'm saying, what I'm saying is that you don't have to
That's
press it
crazy.
again to do the glitch.
We have my own turret.
You literally have to press it again to do the glitch.
You literally don't. I'm the one who found the glitch.
I'm the one who's been able to get it to happen again in the editor, and it doesn't happen.
I'm the one who's been able to do it again in multiple games. I do it all the time.
I guarantee you, next time you get a double jump. Next time you get a double jump, and then mantle a ledge, and you will not go flying into the roof. My aim is horrible. Yeah, that got me. That's crazy. Oh.
That's crazy.
Dang it. Oh.
Oh, you had it. Okay, I've got the double jump.
All right, let's see this. Tim, stop.
Oh well, I've got to do it. Got to find a ledge to do it on.